What's up, everybody? Well, I got another small form factor PC gameplay video for you guys today, and today we're gonna check ourselves out some Metro Exodia. Now, I'm just kind of checking this out since, the PC Enhanced Edition was really hard to run. Even this one couldn't play it maxed out with ray tracing, like on Ultra and all that. This still has ray tracing you can enable, but you can also turn it off. The other game, you can't completely turn it off. It's got ray tracing baked in no matter what you do. So I figured, well, since we are already trying it out on everything else, let's try it out on this, and then just on everything, since half of the systems couldn't even play the PC Enhanced Edition without driver timeouts, crashes, or what have you. So let's not waste any more time, and let's go see how it runs now. Hopefully we can play it maxed out with ray tracing and stay above 60, since it's an older game, but let's go see. Alright, let's just try maxing this thing out, other than motion blur, because I don't like that. I'd turn it off if I could, but it's not an option, so that's why it's on low and not off. It would be off if I could turn it off. And then we'll try no DLSS first, although I kind of got owned. It was default on, so I could have tried it out if I had just done it first, but then I went to go try it later, and no matter what I do, it just won't turn on. So I skipped right to just no ray tracing after that, but let's go and see how it does with the ray tracing first. So now here we are in the game. Now I wonder, will we be able to stay over 60? That would be cool. If we're getting 100 in the sky, it's a possibility, but not a guarantee. So let's wait till we get to the ground before we get all excited. Because it could just drop all the way down to 30, 40 again, just like it did with the PC Enhanced Edition. Although I think that one is dropping down into the 30s and whatnot, so I think this one, regardless, will do a little better. It doesn't have as advanced ray tracing. So it has little stutters, though, that's for sure. But no, it looks like we cannot hit 60 everywhere. It's still doing a lot better than I was expecting. It's not too far off in some spots. It'll always be satisfying to walk through there and burn all those. Though it's not so satisfying when they start crawling all over you. But luckily, it's just a game, so screw it. Who cares? Now if that shit for real, crawled on me, I'd probably end up like the people all over here. I'd run into a wall, smash my mask, and get bitten and eaten to death, probably. And then the other things over here, like the thing that pops out of the car over here, would feast on me and turn me into bones. Speak of the devil, here he is now. Hey, take a couple faces punches. Doesn't seem like it does much to a little honest. For a monster that looks like that, you could probably kick with all your might and it ain't gonna do shit besides be a minor inconvenience at most. Now, a shotgun to the face, on the other hand, that still seems to do the trick most of the time. Yeah, it still has some pretty weird frame time skips. I don't think it had these kind of frame time skips in the PC Enhanced Edition. Anyway, though, let's go turn off ray tracing and see how it does. Alright, so now I wanted to actually try DLSS before I went off and turned ray tracing, but unfortunately, when you try to turn it on, and then you're supposed to hit back, and it'll say, do you want to save? And I'm like, yes. It always turns it off, see? And I don't get it. So, instead, we're just going to turn ray tracing off and just see how it does. Just native 4K. Alright, so now let's see how it does without ray tracing. Obviously, it seems to do quite a bit better. At least up in the sky. Let's see what it's like once we get down a little lower, though. But generally, I don't even like using ray tracing on NVIDIA stuff because it just kills your frame rate way too much. There's a couple games I'll make an exception where it actually looks good, but I can still count those games on one hand. Might be, you know, one hand and a finger at this point, but still. Not very many games, in my opinion, look so good that I would warrant turning it on and take all the frame rate hit, even with DLSS helping me out and all that shit. Again, though, that's just my opinion. That's why I'm glad these still exist, FrameGen and all that stuff. Everyone can use it to their own leisure. At least they're not just like, nope, you can't do that, haha. It's our way or the highway, buddy. Now give us our money, you know? I don't like that. That's why I still have some consoles and whatnot, but I main PC. I like choice and being able to control stuff. Now, I will say I don't like the little stutters and whatnot. But I'm hoping one day those will go away. But the way Unreal Engine 5 looks, I don't know. Those hopes and dreams might just be crushed, and it might just be here to stay. But if a game is going to run just super ultra terrible, no matter how good my PC is, at least I've still got the PS5 Pro. I can probably get it on there, and then it'll not be the greatest graphical, but at least it won't have the stutters. Mostly I got that thing just for the exclusives that seem to be taking forever to come into PC. But it's kind of funny. After a week after I got the thing, they announced Stellar Blade coming to PC. And I was like, oh yeah, well I figured that was going to happen sooner or later, but hell, the way they were talking, I figured it was going to be like another year or two, but nope. That window seems to be dwindling. I seriously think it'll be day and date soon. But we will see. Maybe I'll be wrong. And if I'm wrong, I can admit I'm wrong. But it still seems to be getting pretty short to the point where it might only be like a year or something. And I've got so many damn games to play, a year will fly by like, phew, especially when making these videos for you guys. Between making you guys videos, playing my video games, and just driving around and whatnot, I'm just having a shit ton of fun right now. Though I'm not gonna lie, some of these games are making me kind of really excited for the 5090. Though I know I'm still not gonna be able to play every game like native 4K, maxed out with ray tracing or anything. I'll still need DLSS's help, but at least I think I'll be able to stay probably over 60 with DLSS's help in every single game. Because there's still some games where I can't quite do that everywhere. And there's some games that are just CPU bottleneck. Like, I don't think that would really help me out in Stalker 2. There's just certain places you get the NPCs around and you're just dropping into the high 40s and shit if they get too many of them. I'm usually in the, like, I'd say probably low 60s, it feels like. I don't run around with a frame rate counter on, so I don't know for sure, but that's just what it feels like. I'm getting pretty used to guessing FPS after all the years of making videos for you guys. I'm probably one of the few people that could actually tell the difference if somebody was like, all right, here's a blind test, sir. Which one of these is getting the X amount of FPS? I'd probably be able to guess correctly most of the time. Now, when you start including stuff like G-Sync and FreeSync, that can actually mask bad frame rates pretty well a lot of the time. So that's where I might start having trouble. Anyway, though, why don't we go ahead and move along? All right, let's get ourselves a little camera recorded gameplay now. The game still looks great without the ray tracing, and it doesn't seem to have as many stutters. Even the PC Enhanced Edition, I mean, the textures and everything look a little bit better, and the ray tracing's a little bit better, but it's not a night and day difference. At least not to me. But if you got a super powerful, like top-of-the-line PC, then of course get the PC Enhanced Edition. But I feel like even on this PC, I'd probably rather just play this. Because yeah, this is about the FPS I think I was getting with like ray tracing on and all that stuff, but with DLSS also on in the PC Enhanced Edition. This one I can't even use DLSS, but that might be for the best. That might be like the older like 1.0 or 2.0 or something like that. I mean, it didn't even have any options, you know? It was just on or off. So that's what makes me think, okay, maybe it's a good thing that I couldn't try it out. It probably would have made it look like garbage. Because those earlier versions of it were basically Vaseline mode. Yeah, the one thing I notice seems to be like the textures for the most part. The PC Enhanced Edition's textures seem to be a little bit better, so they probably have slightly higher resolution textures. But other than that, and this is just, that's only like maybe 10% difference, it's not that big. And I could still have more than enough fun like this, without any ray tracing or anything. It still looks great. But then we're getting like 100 FPS, so it seems way smoother than it was playing like the PC Enhanced Edition. And we don't have like humongous stutters. There's still ones every once in a while, but we were getting some pretty bad stutters with ray tracing turned on in this. They were kind of funny too. It was almost like something was overheating kind of stutters, but nothing was getting that hot. I mean, unless the CPU is, I can't see what it's doing. I'm still waiting for Afterburner to actually like let me give you guys some more data than just the percentile of what it's doing. But it usually takes them a while. Hey guys, get off of me. I'm fucking burning your shit. You see birds? Oh yeah, there's definitely birds out there. Alright, yeah, it doesn't seem to have huge drops with the fire. Obviously, since V-Sync's not on, it's only a 60Hz screen. We've got a bunch of screen tearing, which doesn't make it look great, but I would obviously use V-Sync if I was going to play for real. I just wanted to see what FPS we could get, so I turn it off when I can. Steam Deck's one of the only things I leave locked to 60 and 90. Just because half the time games I test can't even hit that anyway. Oh, I can lock that up. There we go. Wait, they're not done. Hi guys. Probably not. Yes. And he's not alright. You've answered your own question very quickly. But anyway, let's go wrap this up. Well, alright guys, that's a wrap for Metro Exodus. And while it still couldn't stay at 60 plus at 4K, maxed out with ray tracing and all that, it was still playable for some people, because not everybody cares about 60 plus. So for those people, totally playable like that. I don't think it ever dropped under 30. But for those who want a 60 plus experience, you're gonna have to just turn ray tracing off, or maybe DLSS will work for you. I couldn't get it to turn on. It was on by default, and then I turned it off, and now I can't turn it back on, it seems. So if it actually, yeah, there you go. If you do want to play with ray tracing and all that stuff, just leave DLSS on, because it ain't gonna handle it on this particular GPU. And then maybe you'll be good, as long as it's not like the garbage kind of DLSS that makes everything look like Vaseline is spread all over the screen. I don't know what version it is, but I'm not used to seeing it just be a toggle switch. So that's what's making me think it's probably like 1.0, 1.5, 2.0, something like that. So it probably wouldn't have been great either way, because the whole point of ray tracing is to make the game look good. That's why I didn't like DLSS back in the day. It's like, yeah, I can make my game look awesome and ray traced, and now I can spread Vaseline on the screen and make it look like garbage. Hell yeah, this is the way to play, you know? I just never saw the sense in that. The whole point of 4K ray tracing, all that is graphics, pure unadulterated graphics. You know, if you can't have that, what's the point? Same thing with turning settings down. I don't see the point in playing at 4K if you're gonna have to turn down everything and make it look bad. Obviously, turning some stuff down from ultra to high almost never makes a difference, so that's fine. But I wouldn't want to have to run a bunch of stuff on low and medium just to get 4K is what I'm saying. But that's just me, and that's why I'm glad PCs are something that people can just have choice. You can choose to have it do what you want. It's not just, hey, you can have frame rate or graphics, pick one. Most of the time, you can have a little bit of both. But anyway, that is about all I got for you guys for this particular video. So I hope you guys enjoyed the video, because I sure as hell enjoyed making it for you guys. And until the next video, peace out, guys.